Something's wrong with me. We all know that. No, I don't think good. We all know that too. No, no, this is this is different. It's like there's a cloud in my head. I don't think straight. I'm not thinking short. It's different, you know. Sometimes I feel a little faint or dizzy. Not often, but it's not right, you know. Well, I think you might have brain fog. Brain fog? Well, it's not really a doctor terminology. And this video is not meant to be a substitute for medical advice, but here we are. I'm Hilma Volk, and this is Eli. Hello there. What is brain fog? Well, it's kind of a catch-all term, and it could be caused by a lot of things. One of the problems could be poisoning. Poisoning? Let's say you're living in a house that's heated by something like oil or gas or propane or even wood. You want to make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector. What do they look like? Well, they look a lot like a smoke detector. You can get them at the same place you get a smoke detector. Okay. And you don't want to work on a car in an enclosed garage because that's a big one for carbon monoxide poisoning. And maybe take that to your place of work to just discreetly put it on your desk or whatever and make sure you're not getting carbon monoxide from your place at work. Well, that's not me. I live in a tree and I don't have the car and I don't work inside. Well, what do? I pick fruit. You climb trees? Yeah. Well, there could be pesticides. And you can get pesticides from the produce that you buy, and also if you're having somebody spray your lawn with pesticides, that stuff can be pretty nasty neurologically. Say that again? No. Another thing is from fish. Fish? I don't eat fish. Well, good. But fish used to be extremely healthy food, but because of all the mercury, unless you're absolutely sure of where your fish is coming from, you could get mercury poisoning and other heavy metals from fish. Ooh. Fluoride toxicity is another one. A lot of municipalities have fluoride in the water. It's a byproduct of the aluminum industry, and even though it may help your teeth, it can cause toxic problems in your body. So if you've got municipal fluorinated water, you might want to invest in a filter that filters out fluoride. Not all of them do. Or use other methods to get rid of fluoride. What about plastic bottles? Well, plastic bottles have their own problems because they release chemicals into the water. And also plastics, you don't want to put plastics in the microwave. Or monkeys. No. Microwaving is actually pretty safe as long as you're not using plastics in them. So what can you do? Well, there's all kinds of things, you know, that can cause toxicity, cleaning fluids, and I'm sure you can find lists of things on and on. But there are detox products that you can get at health food stores or even on Amazon, or for a more expensive route a little bit, you can go to a holistic doctor or a naturopath, or really expensive, go to one of those health farms for a week or whatever, and detoxify your body that way. Wait, what if I am not poisoned? Well, there are certain things you can do. I was reading an article in September 2016 AARP Bulletin, and it said that doing brain exercises like crossword puzzles or brain games or learning new computer programs and stuff does not really help you ward off dementia or Alzheimer's, but what does is exercise. Ooh, you said the E word. Yeah, a lot of problems can be solved by exercise. Not just your blood, not just your heart, not just your lungs, and not just all the cells in your body, but your brain too. Ooh. Yeah, they did studies on people and found that people who exercise more, whether it's dancing or swimming or bicycling or whatever, have lower incidences of Alzheimer's and dementia. And also people who did weight training just once a week, moderate weight training, also had improved mental facilities or faculties or whatever you want to call them. Ooh. I hate to exercise. Well, you know, you can start off small by walking, but you want to build up. It's good for your body. Okay. All right. What else can I do? Well, you want to make sure you get enough sleep. Sleep? Yeah. A lot of people, you know, if they're not thinking clearly, might just be a lack of sleep. You know, you may think you can get by on 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever, but you may need 8 hours. Also, it could be dehydration. What is that? Not drinking enough water. You want to make sure you're adequately hydrated, because if you don't, it can cause mental fogginess, and dizziness, lightheadedness, and make sure you're drinking adequate water. It could also be from low blood pressure. Low blood pressure. One of the main causes of low blood pressure, not the only one, but one of the main causes is not getting enough salt, because you hear, oh, Americans are getting too much salt in their diet. Americans are getting too much salt in their diet, so a lot of people don't take any salt, and then they're salt deficient, and your body needs salt. But a warning, some of the salts have additives that have silicates in them, something silicate or silicate dioxide, which are anti-caking properties. And silicates are like sand. Think of little particles of broken glass, but only tiny, 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 and like sandpaper, tiny little sandpaper, on your artery wall, and your cholesterol is what patches it up. So you need cholesterol, but it may be the type of salt you're eating instead of too much salt. Whoa. Another thing that's great for the brain is omega-3 fatty acids. Where do you get those? Well, traditionally, fish provided your omega-3 fatty acids, and they do, except the problem was with mercury. So unless you're absolutely sure of where you're getting your fish from, you want to avoid fish for that reason, even though they're a great source. So what else? Things like chia seed, hemp seeds, certain nuts. And flax seeds is one of the most economical form, although you can't just eat flax seeds straight. You have to grind them up, otherwise they'll just pass right through you without being digested. So what do? Yeah, well, you can use one of those little coffee grinders. Oh, that's why I don't smell coffee. Yeah, and or you can take tablets of flaxseed oil, or just flaxseed oil, or fish oil. What about mercury? But just about all of them, in fact, all of them probably do say purify to remove mercury or something to that effect. Ooh. Another thing is coconut oil, coconuts. Maybe a tablespoon in the morning, tablespoon at night. Another thing is B vitamins. B vitamins are good for your nerves, basically, and your brain is the biggest part of your nervous system, especially B1 and B12. Vitamin B12 is especially good for the brain. In fact, several years ago I read an article about this lady who had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and 3 years later it was discovered that she just had a vitamin B12 deficiency. Oh my goodness. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Ooh. And a lot of people, as they get older, do not absorb vitamin B12 very well. So go to a health food store and try and get some sublingual, sublingual, whatever. It means absorb it under your tongue. And some people, in fact, will need vitamin B12 injections from a doctor. In those cases, they have to be tested for vitamin B12 deficiency. Another thing is dark chocolate. Oh, yummy! Especially unsweetened if you can find it, and nibble on that throughout the day. And also mineral supplements that have molybdenum. What? It's an antifungal, especially because sometimes brain fog can be caused by fungal infections such as candida or yeast infections, and that's also a possibility. Oh my god. And boron from borax is also an antifungal. And brain fog can also be from a magnesium deficiency. Oh, brother. So something else you can try is cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is good for all kinds of things, and it may help with your brain fog. Ooh, hot tamale. And apple cider vinegar, as well as eating apples. Not the day keeps the brain fog away. Well, maybe. It's good for the rest of you too, though. And of course, if nothing helps, see your doctor. I'm Hilma Volk. This is Eli. Bye. Bye. Oh yeah, you got something to say? Say it. Write a comment, okay? Like me. Don't like her, like me. And, like me, don't like her. And, oh yes, share the video with your friends and your enemies. And subscribe. Subscribe. That's the word, subscribe. Subscribe. Am I okay? You're okay.